Picture this. Two absolute music icons, Prince and Diddy, the funky, mysterious, purple-clad legend, and the high-energy hip-hop mogul. Their connection isn't just about mutual respect or fame. No, there's a way deeper, far stranger link between them that you've probably never heard about. It's about industry power plays, hidden secrets, and a dark side of the music world that rarely sees the light. And guess what? We're about to unravel it, piece by piece. All right, let's roll it back. Prince, known for going toe-to-toe with record labels, especially Warner Brothers, actually waged one of the most public, brutal battles an artist has ever had with a label. He'd even went so far as to change his name to a symbol, becoming the artist formerly known as Prince, and literally wrote slave on his face. That's the level of rage and defiance he had toward these music giants, who, in his eyes, didn't see him as a person, just as property. The reason? Control, ownership. Prince wanted his music, his creativity, and his future back in his own hands, and he was prepared to fight for it. Warner Brothers, yes, the very same label Prince detested, also had deep ties with none other than Diddy. Now for Diddy, it was business. He thrived in that space, made millions, and built an empire with Warner and other major labels. But think about it, Prince's enemy was Diddy's business partner. It was as if they lived in two separate worlds, but were connected through a shadowy web of contracts, profits, and ownership rights. That link alone could give you chills if you think about it long enough. Let's get into the parties. Yes, those parties. Believe it or not, Diddy threw multiple parties at Prince's own house. You're probably thinking, that sounds wild. But here's the kicker. Prince was never at his own parties. Why? Because he flat out didn't trust them. There were rumors, whispers about Diddy's infamous freak-offs, gatherings that had people wondering what really went down behind closed doors. And Prince? He sensed something off about it all. It was as if he had an instinct to stay away. And he followed that gut feeling to the letter. He let Diddy use his place, but he wasn't going to be part of that scene. Not even close. And then there's the Jay's angle. Prince's estate had a huge legal fight with Jay-Z, Diddy's close friend, over who had the rights to stream Prince's music on Tidal. Jay-Z and Prince were both about artist freedom, right? So why would they clash? Well, it seems like even between allies, there's a thin line when it comes to power and control in the music world. It's almost like the closer Prince got to independence, the more obstacles popped up in his way. Obstacles that Diddy and Jay-Z, both savvy business moguls, had managed to maneuver around. But Prince was different. He wasn't in it just for money or fame, he was in it for his soul, and the industry didn't like that. Prince wanted full ownership of his music catalog, and Warner wasn't giving it up without a fight. So Prince took it upon himself to re-record every single song he'd ever made. Imagine that, decades of music recreated just so he could own it. It was a move of sheer defiance, a one-man revolution against the people who claimed to make him. And in the end, it was Prince alone against the industry. That's when things started getting strange. In April 2016, Prince was found dead in his own home under the most mysterious of circumstances. The official report said it was an accidental overdose of counterfeit Vicodin laced with fentanyl, a fatal combination. But here's the thing, Prince was famously health conscious. He was a vegan, didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't even touch drugs according to those who knew him best. So how could a man so cautious about his health suddenly fall victim to an overdose? But let's look even closer because this next part is beyond eerie. Prince's body was found in an elevator in his home. Now, that might not seem like much at first, but to Prince's fans, it was like a red flag. See, in his song, Let's Go Crazy, Prince famously sings, and if the elevator tries to bring you down, go crazy. He had told friends that the elevator in that song was actually a metaphor for the devil, the dark force he believed tried to control him and other artists. So when he was found lifeless in his own elevator, fans were left asking, was this really just a tragic accident, or was there something darker at play? It's enough to make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. And there's more. Just weeks before he died, Prince had been acting strange. He canceled concerts, made an emergency landing for what was reported as an overdose, and kept out of the public eye. If he was so sick, why wasn't he in the hospital? Why wasn't he under the care of a doctor if he'd already overdosed once? And even more bizarre, just days before his death, he held a party at Paisley Park. In the middle of the celebration, he took the mic and told everyone there, wait a few days before you waste any prayers. It was cryptic, haunting, almost like he knew his time was running out. Then let's talk about the industry itself, the same industry that both Prince and Diddy were tangled up in, yet experienced in totally different ways. Prince always warned about the dark side of fame. He was vocal about evil forces in the music business that held artists down, exploited their art, and controlled their careers. And in his case, he felt that his own life might be at risk. Some of his closest friends even mentioned that Prince felt he was being watched, monitored. He was, as he saw it, one of the few daring enough to challenge the system outright, and he believed that made him a target. Years later, Kanye West would echo similar sentiments. Kanye, like Prince, has openly spoken about the control and pressure put on artists by the industry. He's talked about contracts that trap artists, about big corporations that keep creatives enslaved. It's almost as if Prince was the first to ring the alarm, but few listened until it was too late. So here we are, with Prince's story still shrouded in mystery and unanswered questions. Was his death an unfortunate accident, or was it the result of something much darker, much more sinister? The connections between Prince, Diddy, Jay-Z, and the hidden powers in the music industry paint a picture that's chilling and haunting. It makes you question who really holds the power, and what they're willing to do to keep it. Prince, the artist who fought for freedom, who stood for creativity and ownership, might have paid the ultimate price for defying the system. And in a world as shadowy as the music industry, maybe that's the most unsettling truth of all. In the end, Prince's story isn't just about music. It's a cautionary tale about power, control, and the dangers lurking in the shadows of fame. Unlike others, he fought relentlessly for his independence, risking everything to own his art. His battle against the music industry exposed the high-stakes game of ownership and freedom that most artists never win. And while Prince may have appeared to lose his life to an overdose, the strange circumstances around his death leave lingering doubts. His cryptic warnings, his avoidance of industry figures, and his mistrust of those who sought control over him paint a chilling picture. One of an artist who refused to conform and may have paid the ultimate price for his defiance. Prince's legacy isn't just in his music. It's in his fearless pursuit of freedom, a reminder that even the most powerful industries can't completely silence the truth.